Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Unit 5 Healthcare Delivery and Social Policy. Under this unit, there is a separate topic called Social Legislation in Healthcare. What are all the legislation, that is, what are the laws or the regulations and rules that has been implemented for the health care in a society. Right now we are going to see what are all those those legislation, why it has been formed, how it has been formed, what was the punishment that is given for particular legislation, and so on. Introduction. The core of public health depends on the law and science. The law has to prohibit individuals who create the situation for others suffering. That is known as law. The law has to prohibit individual. That is, prohibit means the law needs to safeguard an individual who create the situation for others suffering. The law has to prohibit, that means the law needs to protect an individual from the situation of suffering. That is the first point. Secondly, the public health action are not intended to punish but to improve and to monitor the health status in the community. This legislation has been introduced not only to punish an individual, and also to improve and to monitor the health status in the community. For these reasons only the legislation has been introduced. Definition. Law. The principle and regulation established in a community by some authority and applicable to its people, whether in form of legal powers or of customs and policies, recognized and enforced by the judicial decision. Law is nothing but the principle and regulation. This is known as law. Some kind of principle or a regulation or a rules that has been established in a certain community by some authority. Some authority, it may be a health minister, it may be a judges, and so on. By some authority and applicable to its people. To its people means the people who are being governed by particular government. To its people, whether in the form of legal powers or of customs and policies. It may be a law, or it may be a custom, or it may be a policy recognized and enforced by a judicial decision. Categories of health decision. What are all there are different kind of categories in health sector. We are going to see some of the major categories under the health, and what are all the legislation that has been provided for the particular health sector. Firstly, public registration to assess mortality and enumeration of population. This is the first sector. The act which is being there under this sector is the Census Act 1948 and the Registration of Birth and Death Act 1969. Whenever a person is died or a birth is occurred, the first thing we all do is to get a birth certificate or a death certificate. The reason for getting this is the main reason, the public registration to assess the mortality range or else the enumeration range of a population. To assess these things only, this kind of two act has been emerged. Secondly, legislation related to control of epidemics, a disease, epidemic and endemic disease. The legislation which is established related to control of epidemic. The legislations are the Epidemic Disease Act 1897 and the Indian Aircraft Public Health Rules 1975. And thirdly, to improve and maintain high standards in the medical education and services. The acts which is given below under this particular categories are the Indian Medical Social Act 1956 and Regulation 2002. What is mean that Regulation Act? It is nothing but in 1956 the act has been emerged and it is been regulated from the 1956 itself. But in the 2002 the act will be reunited, that is a regulation act, that is in 1956 there will be certain things. So in 2002 there could have been changes, some kind of differences in that particular act. It may be including of differences or excluding of differences. So that is what in 1956 the act has been emerged, but in 2002 it has been regulated. And secondly, the Indian Nursing Council Act 1947, the Dentist Act 1948 and the Pharmacy Act 1948, the Consumer Protection Act 1986. And the next category is to prevent drug addiction and substance abuse and safe manufacturing of drugs, distribution and storage. Under this category, the legislation which is being regulated are the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act 1985, the Cigarettes and Other Tobacco Products Act 2003, the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940, the Drugs and Magic Remedies Act 1948. And the next category is the main for women empowerment and health. What are the health legislation is being there for women for women? Firstly, the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, the Maternity Benefit Act 1961, Domestic Violence Act 2005, Indecent Representation of Women, that is Prohibition Act 1986, the Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, the Immoral Traffic Act 1956. The Immoral Traffic Act means it is an act which has been legislated for trafficking. Traffickingனா குழந்தைகளை கடத்துறாங்க, பெண் குழந்தைகளை கடத்துறாங்க, அதுக்காக ஏற்படுத்தின ஒரு legislation act தான் the Immoral Traffic Act 1956. The Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act 1994, we all know that about this act, and the amendment in 2003. And the next category is child, for child protection and its health. The Infant Milk Subsidence, Feeding Bottles and Infant Food Regulation of Production, Supply and Distribution Act 1992. From this act only in Anganwadis we can able to get the food products for each children. From this act only these things have been regulated. And secondly, the Child Labor Act 1986 and the Child Marriage Restraint Act 1929, the Juvenile Justice Act 2000. The Juvenile Justice is nothing but Kulandigal crime, that is child criminal. They are known as Juvenile Justice Act 2000. And the next category is old person, for welfare of old persons, maintenance and welfare of parents and senior citizens. The Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. This act is mainly prefer the old person, like the parents, the senior citizen of our country, their maintenance and welfare. Because nowadays after the 2000, many old age homes have been emerged. Many children have neglected their parents, the senior citizen, from their home. So due to that, in 2007, the act is being established, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007. And nextly, the welfare rehabilitation of disadvantaged. This disadvantaged means a disability is any kind of disability, maybe physical or mental disability. what are all the welfare schemes, what are the health legislation there are, which is all there in our society right now. Firstly, the Person with Disability Act 1995, that is equal opportunity, protection of rights and full participation. Because in every unit, because in every sector, there is a equal opportunity which is being there for a person with disability. There should be no inequality should be seen because of their disability. In this act, they mainly mention these things only. In 1995, the Person with Disability Act has been emerged. And secondly, the National Trust for Welfare of Person with Autism, Cerebral Palsy, Mental Retardation and Multiple Disability Act 1999 and Rules 2000. In 1999, the act has been emerged, but many kind of rules and regulations has been emerged in the 2000. So the full form of act has been emerged in the 2000 only. This act is mainly mentioned the character or the disabled persons like autism, cerebral palsy, mental retardation and multiple disability act. These characters are mainly these problems, these disabilities is mainly mentioning of the person with mentally retarded only. These things, autism or cerebral palsy, mental retardation or mentally disability act, these are all not come under the physically disabled persons. These are all the person disabled with their mentally. And at last, the Mental Health Act 1987 and the characteristics of health legislation in occupation. What are all the health legislations are there in the occupational sector? Firstly, the Factories Act 1948, the Mines Act 1952, the Employees State Insurance Act 1948, the Workmen's Compensation Act 1923, the Minimum Wages Act 1948, the Dangerous Machine Regulation Act 1983, the Bonded Labor Abolition Act 1976, the Unorganized Sectors Workers Social Security Act, the Plantation Labor Act 1951. These are all the legislation which is being regulated or implemented for the persons who have been working in a particular organization or industries and so on. This act is mainly meant for the persons who are working. The Factories Act, the Mines Act, because in those days many accidents, many kind of activities has been occurred in mines and factories, and also in those time the bonded labor system is being regulated very much. So to abolish, to overcome from these kind of activities, this health legislation has been implemented. And some of the legislation which is being implemented for the environmental purpose. Firstly, the Environment Protection Act 1986, the Biomedical Waste Rules 1998 and the Municipal Solid Waste Rules 2000, the Hazardous Waste Rules 1989, the Motor Vehicle Act 1988, the National Environmental Tribunal Act 1995. The Environment Protection Act, we all know that we need to protect our environment. For in that case, this act has been emerged. The Biomedical Waste Act, we all know that because we are all being there in a medical professional. So how a medical waste, we are getting in hospital three kind of waste: medical waste, solid waste and liquid waste. So how these waste should be reused, or how these waste should be disposed. There are some of the rules and regulation which is being mentioned in biomedical waste. How the biomedical waste should be disposed. They have given some of the regulation that each hospital should carry out. In 1998, the Biomedical Waste Act has been emerged, and meanwhile in 2000, the municipal solid waste, we have been noticing many of the municipal vehicles roaming around in our society by collecting the waste materials. So there is a separate act which is being emerged in the year 2000, how the management and handling of solid waste should be there by a municipal, and the hazardous waste, how it should be managed and handled. Those regulations and rules have been mentioned in the Act, the Hazardous Waste Act 1989. Legislation related to other public health problems. These are the other public health problems. The Transplantation of Human Organ Act 1994, Food Safety and Standard Act 2006, the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, the Disaster Management Act 2005. These are the health legislation in other public sector. Now we are going to see some of the major health act in detail. Firstly, the Epidemic Disease Act 1897. What this act says about how it has been carried out. An act to provide for the better prevention of the spread of dangerous epidemic diseases. The act provides power to exercise for the control and to prevent any epidemic or spread of epidemic. The states may authorize any of its officers or agency to take such measures to control or to protect or prevent. Any person disobeying any regulation or order made under this act shall be deemed to have committed an offence. If such disobedience caused or tends to cause obstruction, annoyance or injury, simple imprisonment, that is simple imprisonment up to 1 month or with fine up to 200 rupees or with both, according to the annoyance or obstruction that is made by an individual. Danger to human life, health or safety or riot. Riot means a protest. Imprisonment up to 6 months or within fine up to 1000 rupees or with both. And second regulation or act that is we are going to see is the Indian Medical Council Act 1956 and the regulation 2002. What is this MCA, Indian Medical Council of India? The Indian Medical Council of India is a statutory body with the responsibility of establishing and maintaining high standards of medical education and recognizing of medical qualification in India. It registered doctors to practice in India in order to protect and promote the health and safety of the public by ensuring proper standards in the practice of medicine. MCA, that is Medical Council of India body, was disbanded in May 2010. The MCI is currently run by a board of governors with the 7 members. Next, the MPT Act 1971. What is the MPT Act? That is, it is nothing but the medical termination of pregnancy. MPT, it is nothing but the medical termination of pregnancy. The main aim of this act is to prevent large number of unsafe abortion, legalizes abortion services, promotes access to safe abortion service to women, decriminalize the abortion seeker, protecting the medical practitioner who otherwise would be penalized under the Penal Code section 315 or 316. This act is mainly mentioned for the pregnancy women. To protect the unsafe abortion, to prevent the unsafe abortion, this act has been emerged. When can pregnancy can be terminated? According to this act, who can abort a child? Up to 20 weeks gestation with the consent of the woman. If a woman is below 18 years or is mentally ill, then will consent of a guardian. With the opinion of a registered medical practitioner formed in good faith under certain circumstances. Opinion of 2 RMPs required for termination of pregnancy between 12 to 20 weeks. which is the right place to conduct MTP. A hospital established or maintained by the government, or else a place approved for the purpose of this act by a district level committee. Every district there is a certain place where they have been approved to carry out this abortion plan. So a person who is willing or who has been coming under the category which I mentioned here, these persons can carry out the process of abortion under the place where the district committee has performed or mentioned. Who can perform this abortion? A registered medical practitioner who has been registered, RMP should register. Who has such experience or training in gynecology or obstetrics as prescribed by rules made under the Act. What are the punishment that is given who have been crossing the MPT Act? Penalty of 2 to 7 years in prison if termination performed by a non-registered medical practitioner. Secondly, same penalty applies to those who performed abortions outside of hospital or others approved location. Recently, we can able to see a news last week. One nurse has been arrested in his own house because she has been conducting this abortion plan, this medical termination of abortion in her home itself. She has been practicing in her home itself. So due to that, she has been arrested last week. And next act we are going to see is the Environment Protection Act 1986. This Environment Protection Act, general law or environment protection, it covers or uncovers the gaps in the area of major environmental hazardous as the previous law generally focused on the specific type of pollution. This act is included in the JK also, that is Jammu and Kashmir. What are the major objectives of this act? Protection and improvement of the environment. This is the first objective. And secondly, to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. Empowers the central government to establish authorities and to tackle specific environmental problems. These are the main three objectives. Environmental Protection Act in 1986. What are all the punishments and controversies of the provision of the Act? If any person who had been committing the controversy for first time, the punishment which is given is with imprisonment up to 5 years or fine up to 1 lakh rupees or with both. And secondly, in a case of failure or subsequent contravention, additional fine which may extend to 5,000 rupees per day. If the failure or contravention continues beyond 1 year after conviction, imprisonment for a term which may extend to 7 years. These are all mentioned for a single person. What if a company or any government departments is being contraventions under this act? The person will directly in charge or head of the department shall be deemed to be guilty. The person will be automatically deemed. That is what is mentioned. This is the next act. We are well known about this act, the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Technique Act 1994. The main aim of this act, the prohibition of sex selection before or after conception, regulation of the use of prenatal diagnostic techniques. We should not diagnose the gender of the baby. That is the main thing this act is mentioning of. Because in those days, the girl infant child death has been higher. Infant mortality range is higher. கள்ளிப்பால் ஊத்து பெண் குழந்தையை கொன்னுருவாங்க. Because they don't have that much financial support. Already they have been in poverty. If a girl child came into their family, means the need of income is twice. So to prevent from those things, in our ancient time, not ancient, right now in North India, it is even now it is being practicing. So to prohibit those kind of activities, a act has been emerged, that is prohibition of sex selection. We should not identify the gender of the baby. No genetic council center, genetic clinic or medical geneticist, gynecologist or registered medical practitioner shall conduct such test unless specified by the Central Supervisory Board at a place other than a place registered under the Act. In following condition, these tests can be conducted in a pregnancy woman. Age above 35 years, they can able to conduct this test. And the person who has undergone 2 or more spontaneous abortions or fetal loss, they can also able to conduct this test. And exposed to potentially teratogenic agent, family history of mental retardation or physical deformity such as spasticity or any other genetic disease, and also any other disease specified by the Central Supervisory Board. No test will be conducted on the willingness of husband or without written informed consent of the woman. Even any advertisement or publications on these facilities is an offence. We should not able to give a advertisement also on this act. No person shall sell ultrasound or any other machine or equipment capable of detecting sex of the fetus to any person or center that is not registered under the act. First offence and subsequent offence. These are all the first time who have been doing the offence, and these are the punishment that is who are doing subsequently the same offence. The offence for the service provider who did first time is imprisonment 3 years, penalty of rupees 10,000, and the registration of the particular organization will be cancelled for 5 years. And the service provider is subsequently doing the same offences means imprisonment for 5 years, penalty of 50,000 rupees, and the registration of the particular organization will be cancelled permanently. And the service seeker, the service seeker means the client. The service seeker, the imprisonment of 3 years, penalty with 50,000 rupees, and imprisonment of 5 years and penalty of 1 lakh rupees, who has been doing the subsequently this offence. And the advertiser, the imprisonment of 3 years, penalty of 10,000 rupees. The advertiser is doing subsequently the same offence means they will be in charge for the lifelong imprisonment. With that, I like to conclude the topic today's. We have seen the social legislation on the health care system. We have discussed many kind of legislation and the punishment and so on. Thank you.